show my passion for teaching formally, to see my passion for teaching being formally recognized. So I thought that was a good opportunity to do that.
I decided to apply after talking with a friend of mine who was in another department who'd applied for the fellowship, and she explained the process. That it was quite straightforward, that she found it very helpful, and she found the support very good.
It was an opportunity for me to sort of do something that highlighted stuff that we were doing in economics already.
Kind of like the idea that there should be some sort of teaching accreditation for university teachers. I like that idea that we should think of ourselves as professional teachers as well as obviously professional researchers.
Actually, what I've been doing over the last few years that matches what is required, and then I thought it would be quite nice also to have it documented what you've done, and also to take this opportunity to reflect a bit more about what you've done and how it all fits together.
I knew this existed, and so I knew it would make me go through that process of really thinking about what I did. Given the positions I've got, it seems important. It's a big part of my career, teaching, and therefore I was aware that that kind of accreditation can be helpful in terms of career. We have found out that obviously it's also now linked to promotion.
I actually started a new contract with UCL, and it was part of my probation. This teaching is an important part of what we do, and something that I enjoy a lot. And it just gives me extra stature as a teacher, I think.
It is worthwhile to do it, both for yourself, just to make you a better teacher and think about your teaching, and obviously also career-wise.
I have been promoted to Senior Teaching Fellow in Classics in the department, and I have also had the chance to participate in a lot of events and conferences which were organized by the Higher Education Academy. So all these different kinds of opportunities came as a result of the application.
And have never really systematically kind of reflected on what it is that I do in the classroom. It reassured me that some of the ideas and approaches that I'd kind of just evolved kind of instinctively, without really talking to anyone, but just through trial and error, were things that other people had also done and that they seemed to think were rather good.
What was useful in the fellowship application process was the feedback. I really didn't expect to get that level of sort of detailed feedback. It helped with my practice as well.
It's a good opportunity to reflect on your practices. It's quite straightforward, and it is a worthwhile thing, because I think there is an aversion to talking about teaching as a skill, as an area of expertise. So it's nice to be part of a process where you see that skills are valued and understood, and also where you feel that you're being stretched and encouraged to look at ways of expanding those skills, areas where you can develop those skills and, most importantly, pass them on to other people.
It made me think about my practice, and it made me stop possibly taking for granted what I did and start to think about it in a much more systematic way, and to value the amount of training that I'd had. I think it's given me confidence in my teaching, but also in my academic standing more generally. And since I got it, I've also been promoted, which is also valuable to me.
Quite difficult is to think you've got to think about it in terms of leadership of all of these aspects, not just that you do them. And I think when you first come into this, you're thinking very much about your teaching practice and not your leadership of teaching.
The requirement to, as it were, show the impact of what you've done.
Matching to the different dimensions and also making sure that the case studies actually highlighted whatever it was that I was trying to highlight was fairly difficult.
The application itself is quite demanding because, and the thing that I found most demanding about it was actually the mapping of your activities onto the professional framework.
The part for me was to include the literature. I went into the Institute of Education library and spent there some time to look at some literature, which again was really nice because it confirmed some of the things we had sort of set up without really recourse to the literature.
It's tough to fit what I felt like I could usefully say about my own teaching experience into the rubric of the application form. My advice is make sure that you've read some examples of previously submitted pieces of work so that you can get your head into the rather odd genre of this application right at the beginning.
Very difficult to quantify because obviously you don't just sit down one day and work on it non-stop. I did it over a summer on and off.
I think I probably spent 6 to 10 hours maybe doing a lot of workshops and going to the drop-in sessions.
It was probably 7 or 8 full days work if I put it all together.